Captain's Log Supplemental. The bridge crew just had its bi-monthly traditional cooking challenge. Some of the crew had gotten bored with the resequenced proteins produced by the replicators and decided to learn how to cook the traditional way. This has led to some very interesting, if not always tasty, meals. Lieutenant Morelos made some chilaquiles that were delicious, and soon Bronk prepared some interesting dish from his home planet called Woob, which kind of reminded me of couscous. Meanwhile, Commander Pullman attempted to make an omelet. It was bad. Like really bad. Way overcooked. I'm pretty sure there were bits of shell in it. Ugh.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Captain's Log Supplemental. My name is Rob. As per the usual, I have been joined by my friends and co-hosts, Chris.
Hello.
And Stanford.
I barely remember what it's like here.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been 80 years.
And we're also joined by our producer, Mariah.
Hi there.
So for the uninitiated, Captain's Log Supplemental is a Star Trek rewatch podcast. We're marching ahead in chronological stardate order, still on Enterprise, although we're in the final stretch here, season 4.
I can see the finish line.
So yeah, if you know anybody who likes Star Trek, please recommend the podcast. Do all the things on the socials, like, subscribe. I don't know, don't report us, but otherwise positive feedback is welcome.
Also, I have a suggestion. If
What's
you have
that?
recommended this podcast to anybody and they didn't want to listen because you're doing Enterprise, we will soon be doing something different. So let them know.
So now's a good time to start listening so you can realize how bad Enterprise is, and then it'll feel even better when we get to something better.
You really grow your appreciation of the other Star Trek series.
And you'll get to know us through like a shared trauma bond.
It's going to be like complete whiplash because we're going from what is probably my least favorite Star Trek to my most favorite Star Trek right now.
Discovery?
Oh, Disco is next. I was thinking.
Oh, no.
I was wondering where you were going with that. I don't think he likes Discovery that much.
All right.
I would like Discovery's fine, but like his most favorite, he must think Strange New Worlds.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess it's another year of suffering then. But anyway,
Shattered your hopes and dreams.
Damn. Well, at least to be fair, and I say at least it's shorter because, it's a more contemporary show, so it has shorter seasons.
Right.
But
yeah.
It's genuinely better TV. Like it's
is,
going to be better. Yeah. My complaints are going to be far more nuanced rather than just this just sucks.
Yeah, it's going to be great to not have to hear you say this is fucking stupid. So many times.
I mean, all right, don't get ahead of yourself now.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not making any promises.
I'd like you to find new adjectives and expletives for the next.
This is flippin' dumb.
he's just going to be like losing his gaze into the sexy doctor. So
yeah, anytime Hugh's on screen, I'm gone.
yeah, it should be at least a little more palatable for everybody involved at that point. But anyway, how are you guys doing this week? Anybody have any fun banter?
Well, so to make my earlier joke make any sense, we are recording this. We have not recorded for like 2 weeks. First I was sick, and then Kelsey was sick, and then it was just not great. But anyways, so like my original banter idea for today was talking about the election that happened the day before we were supposed to record this, and now it's already been 2 weeks, and somehow it's gotten worse.
Well, I don't know about somehow. As expected, it's gotten worse.
Yeah, I don't know. So, that was the banter I came prepared with previously, and now I just don't even fucking, oh my god. We're not a right-leaning group of people, so we're not happy with the result. Although, I don't know about the two of you, or the three of you, but I'm also not terribly surprised by the result.
I'm not surprised. I'm just disappointed.
Surprise isn't the right word. I was surprised that it was so one-sided. I thought it would be closer than that, but yeah, it's like 2016 all over again, basically.
Yep. The DNC is basically like that scene from The Simpsons where it's like, we've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, it's one of those things where it's like the election was awful, and then I also had to watch this fucking show the next day, which was also my birthday. So, like,
happy birthday!
Thanks.
So you didn't mind not doing the podcast that day, is what you're saying?
Well, but I still had to watch the damn episode.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. You did.
So on my birthday, I got shitty election news and had to watch Enterprise. It was like one of the worst birthdays.
Yeah, it wasn't like a.
Hey,
yeah.
I sadly made you a very lovely dessert and dinner.
So one of my favorite desserts of all time is a dessert that I used to get at a little French restaurant in Virginia called La Côte d'Or, and which I think means the rooster. I don't know. Their symbol is a rooster. I think that's what the La Côte d'Or means. But it's called a tarte-tatin, which is like delicious. It's like it's so good. And so every once in a while, they made one on British Bake Off, which is why like it was fresh in my mind. And I was like, oh man, I fucking love tarte-tatin. Like I've mentioned it to Mariah before. So for my birthday, she's like, I'm gonna make this motherfucker a tarte-tatin. And I don't like, my lovely wife is an outstanding cook and baker, but she nailed it on the first try, which means either one of two things. Either A, she's really just that good, or B, tarte-tatin's not all that hard to like get right. It's just like apples and caramel sauce and a pastry. Like it's pretty straightforward, but it was fucking amazing. Like I oh my God, it was so good.
Rooster in Spanish is gallo, by the way.
It's in French, so that doesn't help.
Oh, I thought you said Spanish.
Yeah, tarte-tatin definitely sounds Spanish. Yeah. I can see your.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. My bad.
La Côte d'Or was the name of the restaurant.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not hear you.
Does that stand for
by the way,
Côte
rooster
d'Or?
in French is coq.
Okay, well, there wasn't that. I think it was COTDOR, like 2 words, but I don't know. I don't know enough about French.
That feels like something that I should remember from French class, but I definitely don't.
But anyways, thank you very much, Mariah, for my lovely birthday dessert. It was fucking amazing.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, I guess why don't we get started into this week's episode then? So we are, as I said earlier, season 4, episode 5, Cold Station 12, which from here on out, everyone's just going to be calling CS 12. So good luck. The recap kicks off with a throwback to 11 years earlier. Soong is filling in his augment children with a good old case of whitewashing history of the eugenics war.
I like how they tried to just young Brett Spiner up by changing his hair to a darker color.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like their MO at this point, right? Just either throw in some gray or dye out the gray.
Yeah.
So he tells them that they will fulfill humanity's promise, whatever that is. He ominously also tells them that they'll have to set their augment brethren free.
Yeah, this is where I was like, oh, okay, so Spiner was just a bad person from the get-go. Got it. Okay,
yeah.
No problem.
Which, by the way, trivia note.
Oh, it's a fun fact with Chris.
So, on the surface, where Soong is raised the augments, there is a large device composed of 2 long...
okay, so I'm going to need you to stop talking right now.
Okay.
That device is the entire subject of today's potpourri. No more talking about
it. All right. Continue then.
All right. So back in the current time, Soong is briefing his augments on how they'll break into Cold Station 12, CS12, to free all of the other augments, but says that no one is to be killed. Totally not, hinting towards a potential future here.
And Malik agrees suspiciously. He's like, right, don't kill anyone. Got it, wink.
Yeah, he has to double check with Malik, and just to make sure he was listening. He definitely wasn't. We jump back to. Oh, God.
No, I'm sorry. I was gonna say like he heard him, but yeah, you're right. He wasn't listening. Yeah.
We jump back to Enterprise, where Archer says the thing, Captain's Log Supplemental, or I guess it's Captain Starlog Supplemental.
Losers.
They're heading to some coordinates that they got from Sung. I guess it's where they were originally supposed to be going in last week's episode. Looks like it's an abandoned colony.
Oh man, cliff buildings are so cool though.
They are cool. Oh man, you probably loved where they had the Zindi conferences, right?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it.
Avian ones.
I mentioned it in that episode as well. That cliff buildings are always cool.
Yeah,
they are always cool.
It's like cliff buildings, asteroid bases, and treetop villages are like the coolest settings anything could be in.
Oh man, we need to next time we play Space Engineers actually finish our asteroid base. That'd be so cool. Put some huge garage doors on it.
They got new garage doors in the contact patch that look fucking cool as shit.
I saw that. I'm really excited to pick that up again. But anyway, Trip casually remarks that with Song as their teacher and their, quote, in quotes here, screwed up genes, it's no wonder they turned out the way they did. Jesus.
Yes, there's a lot of dialogue in this episode and in the next episode, which if you didn't know they were talking about genetically engineered people, would sound incredibly racist.
Yeah. There's one in particular in the next episode. We're like,
I was like, oh boy.
Don't say that.
Was it spoken by Archer? Because I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. That'll be a fun conversation.
Back-to-back quotes in that one. Yeah.
Archer and Trip find some networking that could only possibly be related to medical equipment somehow. Future engineering, I guess. Archer starts watching some of the archival footage of Song celebrating everyone's birthday at once because they're all, lab babies, I guess.
Was that? I got the impression from that video that it was just one of their birthdays.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but maybe we missed it.
Because I remember remarking specifically I guess maybe they were born on different days, or did he just decide that each kid gets their own fucking birthday? Because that's a nice thing to do.
That's a good dad move right there.
Yeah, it's I got 12 kids or however many, so everyone gets a birthday every month. That's perfect. No notes.
It's funny that we came to two very different conclusions here.
Yeah, because one kid was blowing out the candles.
That's true.
Also, this means that. So in this, I don't. The production quality of these 3 episodes, because they're all 3 linked, is kind of interesting, because that means that at some point the Enterprise sourced a location and a bunch of child extras to have a birthday party with Brent Spiner.
Oh man, I hope it was one of their actual birthdays. That would have been the coolest birthday ever.
Oh shit, you are not wrong. I wonder, I suspect though that might be the kind of thing where they were probably mostly cast and crew kids.
That could be.
Oh, maybe.
Or other Paramount cast and crew kids.
Still, that would be very fun.
Yeah, what a great fucking birthday that would be. It's my birthday was so cool, it was on this shitty TV show.
Yeah, but it was with Brent Spiner. Come on. After we get the little birthday footage, we then see an Augment skulking around in the shadows. Augment tries to make a run for it, but Malcolm and Archer corner him. After hearing them from Earth, the Augment, of course, attacks Archer, but is surprisingly easily subdued, which will come back in a couple of minutes here.
Yes, my note here was, he doesn't seem very augmenty.
My note was, this kid isn't strong. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Back aboard the Bird of Prey, Song is reminiscing about Rakim. Malik joins him in his chambers and makes up some lie about Rakim pulling a knife on him during an argument, basically forcing Malik to defend himself and kill Rakim during that defense.
I don't know, a lie. I guess it was kind of an obfuscation because he was kind of dodging, but that is what happened.
I mean, not really though.
And I like how Malik's like, but we all agreed to kill him. It's fine.
Right. Like that's where it all falls apart, right? Like there was no self-defense involved in here.
Right.
He let a mutiny.
Yeah. He was like, I don't understand. I provoked him into attacking me and then I killed him.
Yeah.
I don't know what his problem was.
So yeah, Malik starts ugly crying.
Yeah, this is the scene where I'm like, fuck, this guy cannot act. Like Malik is doing a terrible job. Malik, whatever the fuck his name.
Yeah, Malik. Yeah, sorry. But fortunately for him, Sung buys it and brings him in for the big dad hug.
He just sort of lets him hug him, actually. Like, he doesn't seem particularly happy about it. Back on Enterprise again, Archer remarks how easily the boy they found was knocked out. Phlox informs Archer that he's genetically similar to the other augments, but he didn't really inherit any of their augmented abilities.
Phlox is like, yeah, his DNA is similar, but shittier. It's a tough break. Tough break for this kid.
He's a run to the litter.
Did either of you recognize this kid, by the way?
Dude, he looked so familiar.
I agree. I thought he looked familiar, but I don't know what he was from.
The only thing I recognized him from, because I immediately recognized him, like, I know this kid, and then I went to his IMDb page. He was in the first like season of Boston Public, was like this school show.
Huh.
Oh yeah,
he's the kid who like cut his mom's hand off and shit.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, it was a weird show. Anyways, yeah, but like I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely who that fucking is. But he has longer hair though.
Well, we find out his name is Udar, but all his friends call him Smike. Smike.
Smike. Smike, I believe. Smike.
Correct. Yeah.
It's a reference to some disabled person character because subtle.
Yeah, very subtle. Trip calls to sickbay to let Archer know that the tech they found on the colony was incubators. So there's that. I think at this point they figured out what Sung is planning here. Malik is now complaining to his new girlfriend, I guess, that Sung seems to have changed since his time in prison, and argues that the augments should be leading augments. He gets uncomfortably rough with her, but they make up and start banging.
Yeah, that's consistent from each of these 3 episodes. He's like weirdly, like physically, like harsh with her, but like in everything. I do not like it.
Also, like, it didn't really occur to me in the first episode because I wasn't paying enough attention to how stupid this is, but, like, these are siblings.
And
I understand, like, genetically they're not, but, like...
They grew up together, yeah.
It's kind of gross, right?
Yeah, definitely, you think they'd have that sort of familial relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, I have a dumb question.
Okay.
Why did we keep these embryos?
Well, they kind of explain it away, like, oh, it was just too controversial, so they just kept them in cold storage.
That's what they said in the last episode, was that the nations of Earth, after the eugenics wars, couldn't decide, like, collectively what to do with them, so they just threw them in cold storage.
That's dumb.
I don't disagree. Speaking of cold storage, they figure out that Sung is on his way to Cold Station 12. They're after the more than 1,800 embryos that were put in cold storage after the eugenics wars. That's they just kind of are going to go do the thing.
That's right. My notes here are like, why did we keep these embryos? And then I guess T'Pol asked the same question because I wrote, thank you, T'Pol. Yeah,
she did, yes.
I guess, like, I don't understand what the controversy was. Like, what was controversial? What was the controversy?
Are you saying that you can't see how destroying embryos would be controversial in a society?
I can absolutely tell you that it would not be controversial in the year 21, whatever the fuck.
I mean, can you though? Because I wouldn't expect it to be in the year 2024. Just saying.
The way you said it in the year 2000 reminded me of that old Conan bit. Did you ever see that? In the year 2000.
No.
Oh, I was thinking of that those fucking New Zealand comedy duo with the singing, Flight of the Conchords. They're like, it's the distant future, the year 2000.
2000.
Along the way, a Denobulan medical ship is hailed with a distress signal and drops out of warp to go take a look and render some aid, only to be taken captive by the augments because that's just what they're doing now. Archer lets Phlox know his pen pal is the new director of Cold Station 12. So
Dr. Lucas.
Yep. Phlox tells him he's familiar with the layout of the station and would like to join the away team.
It's an asteroid base. It's so cool.
It is. Yeah, the augments, now piloting the stolen Denobulan vessel, start to pull into the C-12 system, which I don't know that it's ever named.
Like the system that it's in?
Yeah, I don't remember if it was ever called out.
It's a station. They're just out in space.
Yeah. So they start to pull in too fast, and they get warned to slow down and transmit their security clearance, which they take. It was very much so like the Star Trek scene. It's an old code, sir, but it checks out.
Although, like, there's this level of like the station's on heightened alert, so you're gonna need you to do whatever the fuck, and it's like. Yeah. You're on heightened alert, but you're not going to like see how many people are on this random shuttle that are showing up. Like,
or, maybe give them a military defense of some sort, knowing that, like, what else are these augments going to do? Like, how did they not see this coming? Why would you not have some ships defending the station?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a good question.
Are you saying he could have jumped to conclusions?
Oh, hey, we haven't gotten there yet. We have not gotten there yet.
That's my deep dive, Chris. Stop ruining further segments.
God damn it, Chris. This is what happens when you read ahead of the class.
The very capable Starfleet security guards want to know why a human is piloting the Denobulan ship after they pull up.
Weirdly racist, but I'll allow it.
They get beat up for their troubles. Dr. Lucas, played by Richard Riehle, gets interrupted by a coworker doing his work, and they all get gassed in the lab.
He's so good at working with people.
Is it Richard Riehle? I thought it was just real.
No, it's Riehle. It's really.
It's really.
Yeah.
I'm sure his entire childhood was marked by that statement.
Back aboard Enterprise again. Archer is having dinner with Udar. Talks about his future, going back to Earth, getting into school. Kind of like sheds some light onto the reality of the situation. Like that he's not going to be imprisoned. Shows Udar pictures of his real parents, which I guess kind of confirms your thought that they do all have different parents. I didn't really think about that before.
Oh yes, they 100% do.
Yeah.
Not to be subtly racist here, but none of these actors look anything like one another. So I don't think it's a hard leap to say that they have different biological parents.
True. Yeah.
Like this kid is the palest motherfucker I've ever seen, and one of his sisters is just straight up a black woman. So I'm pretty sure there's some biological differences in the parentage there.
Fairly sure. Just not 100% positive.
But I don't know. I don't know. Could be some kind of recessive thing going on. His genes are just shittier, so that explains. Maybe he just didn't get any melanin.
Yeah. Phlox is it turns out getting ready for another hibernation cycle. So in the mess hall, he's kind of stocking up on extra calories, but he's not really feeling hungry due to worrying about his friend Dr. Lucas on C-12.
That was kind of a weird thing to just kind of throw in there.
Yeah.
It felt like they ran out of Denobulan facts. So they're like, well, we'll just recycle something that he's done before. I guess hibernate.
Well, I don't think he mentioned the last time about like having to stock up on calories for a couple of days. That was an interesting little like bit of world development there.
That was funny, just as this giant plate of food in front of him.
God, it all looked fucking amazing.
It did look good.
Oh yeah, here's my note. Fuck, that food looks good. Too bad Phlox ain't eating it.
Yeah. So Archer talks with Phlox about the medical benefits to genetic engineering. Wishes that humanity hadn't killed themselves over the technology. Remarks that like it didn't kill the Denobulans. What do you think went wrong, with Earth? We have another cut back to
and Phlox is basically like, humans are stupid. I don't know what you want from me, man. Like,
yeah,
y'all suck.
You were irresponsible. Aboard the station, Sung and Malik are interrogating Dr. Lucas. Lucas insists that he doesn't have the codes for the embryos because of what Sung had done, which, I don't know, made sense to me.
That makes perfect sense, to the point where the fact that it was a lie is annoying me, because, like, why would this guy still have... Why does anyone have access to these fucking embryos?
Yeah. Like, they should need, like, I don't know... at least some people from Starfleet to transmit some codes or something. I don't know.
Like all the leaders of Earth should have a fob or something that they like. And you need like 3 of them or whatever.
Yeah. Like the Zindi.
Yeah, like the Zindi. Like if you only have 2 of them, you can get to the embryos, but it just takes a few extra minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just need Hoshi to go in and decrypt some.
Yeah,
some
Hoshi can get us into these fucking. Genetics is just a language, so I bet she can do genetic engineering as well.
I hate you so much. Sung,
you hate me
for suggesting that. So Sung is asking about the flickering lights in his office, gets a straight answer from Lucas and believes him because of that random factoid about the office being, inappropriately wired, I guess. I don't know.
I think Sung is trying, I don't know. I think the writing here was trying to like make Sung seem like somewhat human. He's like,
sure,
he's just a guy.
Slightly less genocide-y than Malik.
Yeah. I mean, he's a little more than slightly less. So yeah, he tells Malik to put him with the rest of the prisoners again. But like on the way, they get interrupted by Enterprise entering the system. Sung gives Archer a call, warns Archer to back off, and that he's taken the 12 doctors there hostage. Dun dun dun.
Okay. For just a moment here, because like I hate it when Star Trek does this shit. The guy's like, we have to crack this hexadecimal password. I'm computing the possible combination. There's a few 100,000 of them, so it's gonna take a minute. No, there's not. No.
Nope. Do you want to know exactly how many there are? Because I looked. Because I found this.
Oh! Did you? Was it the number? Hold on. 1,099,511,627,776.
No, because there was actually it was actually composed of 16 characters when they showed it, so that there were in fact about 18.4 quintillion possibilities.
Not for a 16-digit hex code. You're including alphanumerics, but it's a hex code, so it stops at F.
Fair.
God, you're a bunch of dorks.
Fun facts with Stanford. So yeah, Lucas confirms to Archer over VidCom that no one's there, no one's been hurt yet, which is kind of disrupted by Sung pointing a gun at Lucas's head the very next second, and demands that Archer stop advancing on the station. Archer buckles and then stops the ship
immediately. Buckles immediately.
Yep. Yeah. Didn't even try to.
The we don't negotiate with terrorists was not part of Archer's training.
Definitely not. Malik, meanwhile, convinces Sung that Lucas did in fact have the code to the embryos. So Sung just starts beating the sense out of him, pistol whipping him, torture. When Malik doesn't get the results that he wants, he then steers Sung into threatening the life of another doctor in front of Lucas using this handy-dandy gas chamber that they've just got.
They just have this person-sized infectomatic right there. What is the fucking point of this entire device existing?
Just in case you need to torture some people.
And just in case you need to infect a person-sized object with one of the viruses you're studying. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it comes built in with automated delivery device too. We didn't even have to take a syringe of anything and inject it.
Or go to a part of the station where this kind of shit should be done. No, it's just up in the regular lab next to the break room.
What the hell are they doing at Cold Station 12? That's what I want to know.
They're studying dangerous viruses by infecting people with them.
So Archer assembles his away team comprised of Reed, Phlox, and Udar and transports down to the station. Reed isn't happy when he realizes how many phaser shots it takes to even just stun one of the augments that's guarding the hall.
If that's what it takes to stun them, what would it take to kill them? It's more than that, Reed. Like, what do you want? Like, what answer are you looking for?
Yeah.
Although, fun fact, as we learn in the next episode, not much more.
Yeah, kill setting works.
It works better than I think I've ever seen a phaser work before. Like, there was a hole. But anyway, so they beam down, stun one of the augments. Back in the gas chamber, Sung throws one of the doctors into the Killomatic. Lucas still won't give him the information he wants, so Sung orders the doctor gets killed in front of all of them. So that's fun.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's real gross. They really went all out on the scene, and it's gross. Flock starts sabotaging the life support system of the station. We have to watch this poor doctor continue to suffocate and die inside the chamber. When it's obvious that Lucas won't submit, Sung orders the antipathogen be released into the chamber, but Malik refuses.
Malik's like,
I want to kill this guy.
Yeah.
Malik's like, I'm so close to watching this guy die of this obscure virus. Like,
it's like, don't edge me. I need to finish.
Fuck you, Chris.
I hate how accurate it is.
It was, man. He's like, he wasn't like bad about it. He was just like, no, I have to kill him.
No.
Yeah. Must be done. A few of the augments, during all of this, realize what's going on with the life support system, and they go down to investigate. They then catch the away team.
I hate the writers of this show.
Why?
Because my note here is, thanks, useless kid. So, useless kid.
What was the point of him?
Cripple McGee? I don't know what the fuck. What was his? Smike.
Udar.
Yeah, Udar. I'm allowed to say that, I'm in a wheelchair. He's like, your doctor wasn't exactly correct. I did get one super augment ability, and it's my ability to hear. And they're like, oh. And he's like, my siblings are coming. And then the sibling just pops around the corner, like, we're already here. So it's like, then what the fuck was the point of anything he just said?
Right.
Like, what are you talking about, you useless shit kid?
It's like, what? Why even? Congratulations, you have the augmented ability of a slightly good at hearing regular person.
I'm going to be genuinely honest. I am not certain what purpose this kid served the story at all.
Zero.
Like, nothing he contributed wasn't just immediately contributed by something else in the story.
Yeah,
like, he
nothing.
did nothing. And then spoiler, and then he just fucking dies at the end. Like, he doesn't even
I think that he was made to serve two purposes. One, it was to show that even though the augments were brainwashed, maybe they could be turned back to the side of good. And two,
but they don't spend any other time on that.
But he's not augmented, so that's not what?
Right. Well, then immediately after that, it's also to show that the augments are, in fact, not human and view humans as subhuman.
But we already knew that.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't extra proven by this guy.
Yeah, he killed a doctor guy for funsies.
They gave the kid a backstory, talked about his parents, gave him a promising future, all for one purpose, Stanford. To take it all away in an act of cruelty.
I guess, because we already had a whole conversation between Malik and the sister he's banging. Persis.
Please stop saying that.
I'm sorry. I'm just spitting facts here. We had a whole conversation about how he firmly believes that augments should be led by augments, and that maybe even their dad, who created, or not created, but who facilitated their lives and raised them, should not be in charge of them. So we already had a better story element telling us that these people do not see humans as equal to them. We did not need shit McGee over here with his, I don't know, slightly above average hearing or whatever. Like, we didn't need him. He was useless.
See, you could tell because when he shows up in there and Sung sees him, he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about you. It's great to see you."
Because he's like, "Did you not ask about him?"
Right, because he asked about Rakim or whatever, right? Like, when he wasn't there, didn't ask about this kid.
Like, Sung's like, "Ah, shit, he survived." I mean, hey, Udar, dude, how you been?
That's not entirely true. So, like, it turns out the augments had lied about Sung, or lied about Udar to Sung, because, like, he turns to them in surprise, and then was it Malik says, like, you know, they told me you were dead, and, you know, really Rakim
right,
had
but
just,
we
like,
didn't get a scene
him.
about him being upset that he was dead.
No.
But also, fair enough. But also, like they didn't. Rakim's like we were like Rakim convinced us to leave him for dead because he's not one of us, and like that wasn't used as justification that maybe Rakim wasn't the best of dudes. Like, it's such a weird. It's just such bad writing. This character should not even exist.
Yep.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Like, the only way this character could have been useful is if, like, he was there from the beginning and with the augments and was like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be killing all the normal people because, you know, I'm normal. And they're like, well, you're different because you're one of us. It's not your fault. You know, that level of like, well,
he's one of the good ones.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like, you know, God, we hate, it's that eugenicsy shit, right? Like, we hate disabled people except for the one that we like.
Yeah.
And like, and that could have actually been a relatively interesting, like, oh, you know, these people, it doesn't matter the supposed meritocracy that they're believing in. It's just as tribalist as any other human organization.
So, like, here's the problem here, though, Stanford. That requires a level of nuance that the Enterprise writers were not willing.
Definitely don't have. And I can point to this exact scene where he said, "My ears work better," and then they didn't. Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah. So, they all get got. They throw all of the Enterprise crew in with the rest of the doctors, except for Phlox, who is allowed to see to Dr. Lucas. We get the very touching song being happy to see Udar. But
Alex
not really.
Like, oh, you care about him, I'm gonna murder him.
Yeah. Sung then gets a call from T'Pol. While talking, Archer orders her to initiate her orders. T'Pol turns to Hoshi, and then they start the station self-destruct sequence.
Well,
it's very dramatic.
No, well, they're going to, yeah, but it didn't work though. It just doesn't work. They resolved that off screen. We're back, and it has not worked out. Now we're going to continue the story. Yeah. Non-commercial break. The augments somehow broke the signal. I like to think that they had noise-canceling headphones or something on the station. I don't know.
By the way, I would like to point out the pure don't fuck around countdown of 10 seconds to this, by the way.
Yeah. Right? I was like, shit, that's fast.
Yeah.
Like, not a minute, just 10 seconds. Damn.
So yeah, that doesn't work. So naturally, T'Pol decides to do the next best thing and just starts torpedoing the base.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they loaded another dude into the Pez dispenser of pathogens, though.
Phlox.
It was Phlox. That's right. They were going to put Phlox in, but then they got interrupted by the torpedoes, I think.
Oh, no. No. The torpedoes happened first. And then we cut back to Malik realizing that Phlox is friends with Lucas, so he throws Phlox into the chamber.
Oh, okay.
I think that this was, like, the means to, like, stop the torpedoing.
That's right. Okay, because then Lucas gives him the password because he actually cares about Phlox, unlike that other guy.
Fuck that other guy.
Yeah.
It's like that guy stole lunches, so he wasn't real thrilled with him anyways.
Yeah.
He always reheated fish in the break room. Like, fuck that guy.
They just happened to pick the one guy he mortally is rivaled with.
Yeah. So on the way to the torpedo strafe run, the Enterprise gets ambushed by the cloaked bird of prey. Sung, orders Malik to stop with Phlox, but Malik just throws Sung to the floor. Like you normally do with your dad.
Turns out they left all the black augments on the spaceship while the white people went and did the weird genetic shit. There's some weird like racial coding in these fucking augments that bothers me.
That is weird. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Especially because it's a Klingon bird of prey.
Also, was it cloaked? Because they didn't seem to use the cloak.
Or was it just hidden?
I think it was
Maybe
just hidden behind an asteroid.
cloaked.
I don't know that it ever cloaks.
I haven't noted. I hadn't noted that it was cloaked.
I can't remember.
'Cause
This is
I
what
didn't
happens
think-
when we wait 2 weeks to record an episode.
Well, I didn't think the Klingons had cloaking tech yet because they hadn't worked with the Romulans yet.
I don't know. It's okay though. Lucas finally breaks and gives them the code to the embryos. So
Because
he was lying.
the friend he cares about.
Yeah. A friend he cares about instead of the coworker he just works with. Was being
Yeah, that's
threatened.
going to be an awkward staff meeting next week.
Yeah, well, so yeah, they on the way out the door, once they get the code, Udar decides that he's going to stay with Enterprise while Sung, takes all the augments and leaves to go get the embryos. Sung embraces him on the way out the door and wishes him a long and happy life, very sincerely.
Which I watched the episode again today, so I was refreshed on it. And when he said, like, I wish you a long and happy life, I was like, I didn't realize quite how awkward that sentence was until now. And now I'm like, oh, okay, now I get why.
I mean, they were teeing this up like hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the embryo chamber, Sung is reminiscing about, how he chose the ones that he took to, into his exile, and the station just starts exploding around them. It's very dramatic. Archer tries picking a fight with Malik while the rest of the humans get thrown in with the doctors.
Yeah, don't worry. The 50-plus-year-old Archer can definitely get the drop on like a superhuman, hyper-intelligent augment guy. Yeah.
Yeah, weirdly relevant because of that stupid-ass boxing match on Netflix over the weekend.
Okay, we knew what was going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dude paid Mike Tyson to let him punch him in the face a bunch.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
but like Jake Paul is a fucking millionaire and like in his 20s. Of course he was going to win.
He's part owner of the league that handled that fight. You know that, right?
No, I didn't, but like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Logan Paul.
All I know is apparently
Jake
Netflix
Paul.
really fucked the streaming of it somehow.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. We happened to throw it
that's
on because I
amazing.
had some friends over that evening, and like it was like the first part worked fine, and then as I got later in the show, it just was down. It did not load.
I mean, listen, it's not like, they built an entire industry around streaming media or anything.
Yeah, well, Rob, famously, Netflix does not stream live. That's kind of their whole deal, right?
Apparently this happened like when they tried to do like a live stream of some like other show, like Love is Blind, like recap show or something, and the same thing happened, so they didn't learn anything.
Also, similarly, Malik just starts playing with poor Archer. Like, Archer
He's
can't
like,
really do anything to him.
You're a competent fighter. I'm like, is he though? Like,
Yeah. So once he realizes he's not getting the opportunity to just outright kill Archer, he settles for just releasing all of the pathogens into the lab while they book it off the station.
Well, I would say he didn't have the opportunity to kill him. He
guess
specifically chose to release the pathogens to give him a horrible death.
he's
Yeah,
like,
I
I
guess
could
that's true.
kill you right now and be done with this entire show, or
Yeah.
I could
Or-
not.
Oh, that's right. Udar is here. Well, I probably should kill him.
I guess
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess I
yeah.
shouldn't kill my brother with a pathogen. I should just kill him with this disruptor instead.
In the most offhanded death way possible, he just
God,
shoots
it
Udar on
was
his way out
so-
the door.
It was almost like the writers were like, "Oh fuck, I forgot we were supposed to kill this guy." Bang.
So yeah, Sung and Augments, make their way back aboard the Bird of Prey, which then warps out of the system. And then in a cliffhanger of an ending, Archer and the away team rush to stop Malik's sabotage of the base before they all die of horrific pathogens. So, of course, Archer hops in the, not Jeffrey's tubes, I don't know what you call them here, access tunnels, I don't know. And
he's
then
got to climb
starts
a ladder.
climbing.
That's a lot.
Although,
That's a lot of rungs on that ladder.
I was gonna say, this is one of those things where like Hollywood completely underestimates how long it takes to climb a fucking ladder. Like,
Yeah, man. It's not.
They
fast.
take a while. It is not a fast way to travel.
Nope. But anyway, that was the end of this week's episode. What did you guys think of this one?
I mean, I struggled because like actual quality of episode, I think it's probably a 2, but in the way that like a B movie makes you laugh, it kind of made me laugh a bunch. So, so I also kind of lean 3. I think to keep, quality wise, I think it's a 2. So I'll go with 2.
I thought it was better than last time's, so like I was kind of leaning towards a 3. But like you're not wrong, it's real stupid. Like there wasn't really any. I'm trying to think of like what was redeeming about it.
Right. Exactly.
Fuck yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to stick with the 2 as well. God damn it, it just wasn't good.
Yeah. I just like I think that's a good way to put it. There wasn't like a standout thing to this, like maybe standouts being generous, but like a like, oh, that was nice, or oh, that was a good thing.
It just felt like the entire plot was so contrived that like if I had to think of a thing that would perfectly like be an analogy for how contrived the plot was, it would be like if I had a virology lab with a person-shaped infecto chamber in it, just in case I needed to infect somebody.
All right, so I'm about to ruin this even more for you then. If you can transport people onto the station, why wouldn't you just transfer them off of the station?
They said they couldn't do that because of the containment fields around the core, and the reason that they were tracking them through their transponders, but then when the augments captured them because shit boy couldn't hear them very well, the augments broke their communicator thingies. That T'Pol specifically said that.
Right. Which is all bullshit, just meant for plot points. But
it is, but at least they covered it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I would argue that there were 2 standouts in this week's episode, Brent Spiner and Richard Riehle. But I gave this one a 3. It felt like standard Trek to me. I don't know, like there was a good amount of hand waving. Like I don't disagree with you guys, but it was fine. I enjoyed it. I still think this is leagues above what we got in seasons 1 and 2.
IMDb gave it a 4.
Okay, Brent Spiner. Anyway, we will be back with this week's deep dive.
Deep dive.
Right, welcome back again. So for this week's deep dive, I wanted to dive into this week's guest star, Richard Riehle.
No way, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Really, I really want to dive in, deep dive into Richard Riehle.
That sounds sexual.
That sounds dirty. I'm so sorry. Don't clip that.
Don't clip that. Hey, chat.
Been hanging out with Liam too much. So yeah, his first Star Trek appearance was actually back in TNG. Another famous episode, The Inner Light. He plays Bataille, Picard's alter ego friend from the like Catan ancestor simulation probe thingy.
Yep.
It's super weird though. I went back, I was looking at pictures of him from this episode. He didn't have a mustache. I don't like seeing him without a mustache.
Yeah.
It was deeply upsetting. Like it's like seeing your dad. Like my dad shaved his mustache off a couple of years ago. It still traumatizes me when I think about it.
His naked lip is weird. I don't like it.
He also plays Seamus, a frequent bar patron in Voyager's Fairhaven and Spirit Folk episodes.
Oh yeah, he is in that episode, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the dude who leads the armed mob that takes the crew captive.
Yeah,
and then tries to banish them to the spirit world with an ancient tome.
Yeah, see, in that episode, he was actually allowed to act. In this one, he was just kind of there. The only thing we definitely know about his character is how much he hated Steve, the first guy who was sacrificed in the tube.
Oh, poor Dr. Steve. Yeah. And then his last appearance is this week's episode as Dr. Lucas. Well, I guess next week's episode, technically. Is he in it?
I'm just cruising through this man's IMDb. He works, man. Like,
dude, yeah, he's a working actor. Yeah.
He is a prolific and very popular character actor.
Yeah.
So, like, I was looking at this. He is in more than 50 different TV series, and he has been in over 100 films. As like, and those are credited roles, not like just
he's a working actor
or something.
Yeah,
it's wild. Like, he's just everywhere. Stanford, you'll probably appreciate this. Aside from the TV series and films, he also did a voice acting stint, which included Chief Technician Robert Pliers Sykes in Wing Commander 4.
Oh, nice.
I don't think I ever played 4. I think I only played the first Wing Commander.
Yeah. And like, I was looking through here. So some of my favorite movies in his repertoire here, he was in Glory. I forgot he was in Free Willy, the original one.
Oh, man.
Holy fuck, man. I haven't seen Free Willy in like 20 years.
I know.
Like, I think the last time I watched it was with my siblings when I was in high school.
Weird story. I had a friend back in elementary school who I guess like his cousin was like one of the main kids in that movie. And so like they made a big deal about it and we went to go watch it with them. Yeah. It just randomly popped back into my head.
Who's got a random Free Willy story, Chris? What the
fuck? Every time I think of Free Willy, I think of Jean Bonnet, and I don't want to repeat it here because it's kind of racist.
Oh, John Bonnet. Oh, yeah.
Stand-up comic, yeah. He was in Lethal Weapon 4, Mighty Joe Young, Joe Dirt. He was in Wedding Crashers, which I didn't think about, and then like I remembered him after the fact. Halloween 2, Bridesmaids, which I just watched again the other day with Kelsey on Netflix. It really just seems like he's touched every genre many times over. Like I was saying,
everybody needs a kind grandfather character.
Well, he's like a chunky William H. Macy. Like he's just been in everything.
He's so good. Personally, my favorite appearance, as Chris alluded to earlier, Tom Smikowski, the product manager in Office Space. He gave that famous interview with the Bobs and develops the jump to conclusions game.
Yeah. What would you say you do here?
I have people skills
at working with people. What is wrong with you people? That movie is so of its time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. On the TV side of things, he's apparently been in multiple episodes of Quantum Leap, so already had a little working experience with Bakula. He's also had parts in shows like Murder, She Wrote, L.A. Law. I didn't know this existed, but apparently there was a Ferris Bueller TV show.
Yeah, for like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Golden Girls, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then like he had some major parts in Grounded for Life, which I've never had the pleasure.
He was the dad in that.
Yeah, I do remember him in the Tremors TV show. Have you ever seen that?
Okay. So when you said I didn't know there was a Ferris Bueller show, I did not know there was a Tremors show.
Oh yeah.
You know, I watched Tremors relatively recently, like last year or so with Liam. Not the worst movie. I'm going to be honest. Like it's
the original was good. Like the first one,
it's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, the first one was a good.
You broke into the wrong rec room, you son of a bitch.
the 6 others they made after the first one.
I only ever saw the second one.
Yeah,
but once they lost Kevin Bacon, like they were done.
Yeah.
They did the bacon.
Yeah. So like all around, I don't know. Really, is one of those guys that like I'm always happy to see in a show or a movie. He's very good at like inserting himself into the characters that he portrays, and I mean, like you said, he's always got like a good energy to him. Like he's just a good dad kind of character. great actor all around. Yeah, Richard Riehle, everybody.
Woo, cod mustache man.
Woo.
Richard Riehle.
Yeah, we will take another break here, and we will come back for some potpourri.
Really?
Really.
Welcome back. So, as Chris went ahead and spoiled earlier, the potpourri today is about what has often been called the most important device in the universe. Yes, of course, I am talking about that thing with the two tubes that has lasers shooting through it for some fucking reason. This prop has shown up.
Not the gas chamber?
No, not the infectomatic. No. The lethal Pez dispenser. No, this is a prop that has been used many times. When it first popped up on screen, I was like, oh, hey, it's that thing. And obviously Chris was as well because he tried to trivia note it, but I cut him off because I have come up with a trivia game about that prop.
All right.
Okay.
So, as I said, this prop has shown up in a lot of different places. I am going to ask you trivia questions about the places where it has shown up. So the trivia is not about the prop itself. It is trivia getting you to name or like in some way describe the show or the movie that it is in. So like, you're not going to have to know like exactly what scene it showed up in or what.
And to clarify, this is a prop that has shown up in not just Star Trek things. It is
correct. I am about literally my first thing is about that. So I need you to stop, Chris, so I can actually do my bumper. You start ruining everything.
Wait, are you saying that you don't like people interrupting your segments? Is that what you're saying?
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I can't imagine anyone ever tolerating that.
I can't help but feel that Chris is going to have an advantage in this game.
I mean, I looked up some on it, but we'll see.
Probably not as much of an advantage as you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a couple questions where he may, but like most of them he's not going to have any advantage whatsoever. Okay, so the way this is going to work is I'm going to ask you a question, and that is going to be worth 3 points. If no one can get the answer from that, I will give you a second clue. That'll be worth 2 points, and then a third clue will be worth 1 point. And if after 3 clues y'all don't get it, then it's worth no points. I'll just give you the answer.
All right.
So keep your own scores, please. And it'll be first to the buzzer. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Question 1. I don't know how many there are. I think there's like 8 or 9. I don't know. Question 1. The most important device in the universe was a prop originally created for this 1970s Canadian TV show.
No idea.
1970s Canadian TV. Yeah, I have no idea.
The show featured a scientist with some anger management issues.
I think I know. The Hulk?
That is correct. The Incredible Hulk. Yes. So that is what the device was originally propped for. Like it was commissioned and made for that show.
Cool. Man, I remember watching that at my uncle's.
I didn't realize that was a Canadian TV show. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. It was okay. That's where Lou Ferrigno got his start. He was the
right.
Hulk.
Like I remember. Like I don't remember because I never watched the show. But like,
right?
I
Yeah,
had no idea it was Canadian.
Lou Ferrigno lives around here, so he like shows up at cons all the time.
You know what I remember most about that show? The sad ass outro music.
Yeah. While he's walking away from the camera because he's got to keep moving. Yeah. Okay. In this sequel to the original, instead of going across country, we are going to the moon.
Is it Airplane 2, the sequel?
That is correct. Good job.
Wow.
So a fun trivia note about Airplane 2 in the sequel. Actually, Will Shatner is in it. He's like one of the main characters.
He's Buck Murdoch.
Mm-hmm. Wow, nicely done, Chris. Shit.
Yeah.
Woo, niche movies.
Is it niche? It's more.
Yeah, I guess not. I guess for like our generation, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
Surely you could.
All right. The device shows up in a rather spectacular garage setting in this movie. In this movie, a teenager is recruited because of how good he is at a video game.
War Games.
Hold on. The Last Starfighter?
That is correct.
Yes!
No!
Yeah. Fuck, I remember that movie.
Oh, that was a great movie.
All right. In this 90s era TV show, LA is invaded by illegal aliens.
And what? What was the first part?
In this 90s era TV show, LA is invaded by illegal aliens.
The Coneheads?
No.
Third Rock?
Aliens. It was a show.
It was a show.
No, I don't think I know it.
Was it Third Rock?
Show, it is not Third Rock. The show started with a movie that was actually in theaters and then immediately broke into a show. And as Rob, my second clue is, as Rob pointed out, they are actual aliens from another planet.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Mars Attacks, is it?
It's not.
Independence Day?
Nope. Man, I'm curious if either of you have actually seen this show.
I
used to watch it with my mom. I do have one more clue, but I honestly, if you've never seen the show, it may not actually help.
Okay, go ahead.
The final clue is it was actually a police procedural between a cop and his partner who was an alien.
Men in Black?
And they had to, and they were dealing with alien crimes.
This concept sounds vaguely familiar, but I have no idea what the name of the show is.
It is not Men in Black.
Oh.
Which did have a cartoon.
Yeah.
So nobody will get points for this one. It's called Alienation.
Once again, vaguely familiar, but yeah.
Oh man, it was actually an all right show. It's like early 90s. And yeah, if you saw stills from it, you might recognize it because like the aliens were just humans, but they had like bald caps on with like these weird spots on their heads.
Okay. Yes, yeah. I do remember this now.
My mom and I watched the bejesus out of this show, so like I guess like I thought maybe it would be a little more important to the world at large, but I was incorrect. All right. Okay. This show ran for a couple years between 79 and 81. It is based on an old-timey sci-fi comic book character.
Buck Rogers?
That is correct. Good job.
Wow.
Nice.
My second clue had to do with Daffy Duck. Yes, Buck Rogers in the 25th century. All right, now we're going to get to some Star Trek versions of this, because this device has shown up several times in Star Trek.
Oh, God.
Starting with, this is the first time it showed up in Star Trek.
So are you looking for like the series or what?
Sure. Give me.
It was seen in the Wrath of Khan.
That is correct. It was in Wrath of Khan.
Yep.
I guess that makes sense.
Do you remember where, Chris?
It's the space laboratory on regular one.
Yeah.
Laboratory.
Yeah. Laboratory. Ooh, we're getting all fancy. All right. In Voyager, the device shows up for the first time when a crime scene investigation kind of episode happens where Tuvok has to investigate a crime. Who is accused of committing the crime?
Tom Paris.
No.
Who is accused of committing the crime? I'm trying to remember because I vaguely recall that episode.
So this is not the only time. So actually, funny enough, this is not the only time Tuvok has to investigate a crime. And the first time it was Tom Paris, but that was not this time.
Okay. Then I guess Tuvok, he self-reported.
Was it
clever, but no.
Was it Harry Kim?
It was not.
Yeah.
The crew member who is the suspect, believes that their memory had been falsely implanted because of some devices that they have attached to them.
The Doctor?
No.
7 of 9?
That is correct.
I feel like you just kept guessing characters until you got
it. Yeah.
I mean, it's a strategy.
Dude, like I haven't even watched Voyager before. Well, that's not entirely true. I've seen a couple episodes.
Was that 2 points then?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I'm pretty sure you're still beating me, so don't feel bad.
I mean, it's fine.
The other time it shows up in Voyager, we actually get a recurring character from previous Star Treks who shows up. Who is it?
Is it Barclay?
It is Barclay. Good job.
Like, I'm trying to think what other characters from other series showed up in Voyager, and he was the first one that came to mind.
Yeah. All right. The device also shows up in Lower Decks, although it is called something very specific. What is it called?
Oof.
The most important device in the universe.
It is not called that.
I don't know, yeah.
Okay. It is called the Something Tubes, and the Something is the name of another Star Trek character.
The Geordi tubes?
No.
The
data tubes?
Barclay tubes?
Nope. All right, that's enough.
Okay.
Weirdly, on your first guess, Chris, it is an engineer from a previous show.
The Scotty
O'Brien?
tubes?
Nope, not the Scotty tubes.
I said O'Brien. I don't know if you heard
it's
me.
not. No, I did not hear you, but no, that's not
okay.
All right.
I don't...
They're called the Tucker tubes.
Fuck. Of course, it's the one we're watching. I'm like, what other engineers were there in Star Trek?
What other engineers could there possibly be? I was gonna originally have the word alliterative on that last clue, but I thought that would be too easy.
Yeah, well.
Turns
I
out.
probably would have guessed
right.
Torres tubes before I guessed Tucker tubes.
Torres tubes, yeah. Okay, this is the last question. In order to impress the chief engineer, one of the engineers in Lower Decks did something to the Tucker tubes. What did he do?
Recalibrate it.
No.
Did he fill them with water?
No. What he did increased their efficiency. What was the modification he made that increased their efficiency?
Painted them a different color.
No.
It's
really silly. That's why, this is fun for me.
He made them make a different light? I don't know.
No. He made a substantial change that changed the look of the thing.
Fuck, I don't know, man.
Replace the green glass with blue glass.
No. I'm going to take it. He added a third Tucker tube.
But...
So there's actually a picture on Memory Alpha of the modified Tucker tubes with the third tube on top.
Oh my god.
All right, what's our score?
I got 7.
I got 12.
Good. Nice. Nicely done, Chris. That makes you the winner of this particular round of Tucker Tube Trivia.
Woo!
All right, that was fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap us here. Kind of spoiler alert. We gotta record another episode because we're so delayed. So we're still here for another hour and a half. But as far as you're concerned, dear audience, you will have to wait another whole week. Thank you so much for joining us. As we say at the top and the bottom, please like and subscribe. Wait, no, that's not right. That's YouTube. Please rate and review. That's it. And tell your friends about us. Go download some extra episodes on whatever devices you have just to kind of jury-rig the algorithm for us. Stuff like that. We love you very much, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Captain's Log Supplemental. You can follow us on Twitter at PodCLS or send us hate mail at podcls3@gmail.com.